I signed up to Netflix and watched Jinn, so you don't have to. Okay, I only made it through 2.5 episodes, but I got the general gist and the idea of why everyone in Jordan was so upset about it. So what's the big deal? It's an awful show with a rating of 3.4 on IMDb. But it matters because it's one of the first Jordanian TV shows to hit the international scene. And it's the first Arabic language production from Netflix. With any new canon of work, it's going to set the tone. And you can definitely see that with Thebe and with Jinn, that now they are the foundations for Jordanian productions at an international level. Which is ironic, they're both set in the desert, they both involve Bedouins, and yet you couldn't get two more different productions. This show is about a group of teenagers who go to Petra and they unleash some jinn.
بترا كانوا يحكموها الجن.
هدول الناس مش بشر.
وإذا بتضع أذانك على الصخر هيك تسمع صوتهم.
Jinn is a term that actually predates Islam, but it's become recognised in modern days as an Islamic. And it basically refers to supernatural beings that live in a parallel universe to us. So these teenagers go to Petra and they let these jinn free, and basically a whole shit show ensued, literally. And controversy over the TV show soon spread throughout Jordan. The reaction was pretty unfair / extreme. I mean, it got to the point where the authorities were contacting the cyber crimes unit, and they even got in touch with individuals of the production team, essentially because there are elements in the TV show that don't reflect Jordanian values as a whole. It went so far as the actors and their families coming under great scrutiny and even attack. In fact, the week that Jinn was released, you could find imams throughout the country on Friday prayer basically saying, this show doesn't reflect Jordanian values, this is not part of our society, and basically don't watch it. And actually the authorities have been trying to ban it since. And I'm sure that because of all of this, there has been an absolute surge in Netflix subscriptions coming from Jordan. And I don't think that saying ban it is actually achieving the goal of people not watching it. In fact, I'm sure that the opposite has happened. And I'm sure also that the 3 Lebanese producers were very aware that this was going to happen. They're probably quite chuffed with the amount of views that they've had since then, because the show isn't great, but they've ensured that people are going to watch it just by being controversial. And I'm sure that it wasn't that far from their minds that not long ago, Mashu and Layla were barred from performing their latest album, Ibn al-Layl, in Jordan. And it made Jordan look really stupid, and in the end they actually revoked it. Oh yeah, and it can't be lost on viewers that one of the first songs that comes up in Jinn, the TV show, is off that album that was banned from Jordan. I think it's called 3 Minutes by Misha Layla. But that's not a coincidence. The show itself seems to be set in a parallel universe to Jordan, where, for instance, Bedouins are called David. There is no religious, be it Christian or Muslim, language in the Arabic language at all, even though the thing that's most exciting about this TV show is that it's set in the Jordanian dialect. Have you ever gone, say, an hour without hearing an Arab say Inshallah? This show, nothing to do with God, which is just weird. So in this parallel universe, there's no religion. On the face of it, that doesn't bother me because I come from a secular background. All the media that I'm used to is all secular. But it's odd to present something as being very Jordanian by using this specific dialect, and then not reflecting the way that people speak at all, or one of their core values, which is religion. So religion in Jinn has been completely cleansed, apart from the jinn themselves, which is, like I said, known to be an Islamic phenomenon, and the imagery of turning Petra upside down, which they used in all of their promotional materials. While that image is cinematically appealing or thrilling, it's actually kind of irresponsible. It's odd to have this mix of an Islamic thing and a Christian thing and kind of subvert both of them and play them off together, when Jordan works so hard at making sure that there are peaceful relations between the two faiths. and they do such a good job at it. And you would just never see anybody turning the cross upside down in this country. So why hint at it? So no, it's not representative of Jordan, I'm sorry. It's representative, say, of the UK or the USA or some Western country like that. You've got extreme and excessive swearing, you've got teen sex, premarital sex, drugs, alcohol, all of those things. Even the breakdown of the family unit and the overly kind teachers. So they've used a Jordanian setting, Jordanian dialect, Jordanian actors, but actually the whole story could be set anywhere else in the West.
أي واحد منهم بيقدر يكون الجن؟
بالله احنا هون بمدرسة يعني كل حدا معصب وكل حدا عنده أسباب.
And in fact, for my British viewers, it's essentially a mix between Aladdin and British Skins. The producers said that they wanted to show Jordanian teen culture and problems that Jordanian teenagers face, and to demonstrate those to the wider audience and to break down some stereotypes of the Middle East. However, what it feels like they're saying is, look, we're just like you, we have the same problems that you do. When in fact, Arab teens don't have the same problems as Western teens. Not all teens are the same, and especially because they come from a country that have very different values. These problems are touched on by showing Fahed, the overly protective, controlling boyfriend, which is kind of the case wherever you go, you find this kind of guy. And also showing the main character Mira as being really strong and like this is unusual. The Jinn shows her because she's the strong woman who will stand up for herself and stand up for what's right. Actually, if you meet Arab girls, Arab women, Arab females of any age, generally on a whole they're really tough and they stand up for themselves. So actually, you're not breaking down a stereotype of some weak Arab woman, you're just being Arab. Hey bunny! I've swapped the child. So basically, what this show does is it doesn't break down stereotypes. In fact, probably inadvertently, it didn't mean to do this, but it reinforced stereotypes of Jordan as being a bunny. Don't bribe my children or anything. So what it shows Jordan as being is old-fashioned, prejudiced, behind the times, basically, because of the reaction that ensued. And the reaction that, I'm sorry, was just inevitable. I got rid of him again. So yeah, the show certainly speaks to a small cross-section of Jordanians that live in a specific area of Jordan, have a specific spending power, and live a lifestyle that is not normal to the whole of Jordan. And yeah, there is a cross-section of people in Jordan who do not abide by the main restrictions of their faith, such as drinking, taking drugs, having sex out of marriage, all of these different things. They do exist. But again, they keep these experiences quiet to themselves in their own bubble. They don't go out on the street blaring it out. And they certainly don't make TV shows where they claim that this is normal. But banning it, banning the TV show, it's a poorly received TV show. It has a terrible plot, a terrible story. It's terrible, 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 terrible in all ways. So what does it matter? Let's just let it die somewhere and forget about it. Oh, actually, the one good thing about it is very cinematically appealing. It's very beautiful to watch, and it's fantastic if you are a language learner. Although, maybe don't copy the swear words that we used. Basically, to summarise, this prince said it perfectly. Alright, rambled on enough, and I've got two angry children behind me. Tam, you want to say bye-bye? Bye-bye, ma salama, thanks for watching, please subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You want to come sit on the table? Should we put Hashem down? Old-fashioned, prejudiced. Can you go get the tab? Go get the tab and bring it to me. Let's just turn all this off. It empowers them in their little struggle against everyone. Oh god, it's pooping in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. To summarise, oh wow, there is some poop.